Hey YouTube, happy Friday. Come on in, come on in. Let's talk all things Donald J. Trump. Fake news, fake news. Come on in, like, share, and subscribe. Come on in. Let me get my poll together, y'all. We need to do a poll. We need to do a poll. We're going to do a poll. Let's see. We're going to do a temperature check. Come on in. While you all come on in, I'm going to get my poll going. Listen, we trying to see something. We trying to see something. Let me see. Hopefully I ain't got your girl shadow banned again. Last Sunday they had me shadow banned. So we gonna hope for the best today. Come on in. Okay, what's our question? Hello, hello. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Listen, Trump said, listen, a lawsuit for you, a lawsuit for you. He handing them out. He was like, hell, I'm going to sue him like I sue everybody else. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Like the video. We're going to talk about some things. Listen, Trump handing out lawsuits. He was like, listen, before this summer comes to a wrap, we about to slap y'all with one more lawsuit. Everybody sue him, so he like, hell, I'm about to sue too. Come on in. Come on in. Okay, I'm just getting my little poll together. I'm getting my poll together. Come on in. Hey, Tammy, what's up? What's up? Oh, yes. Hey, y'all. Okay, so I'm getting my little poll together. Y'all know we be doing the polls over here. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something this Friday. Come on in, like the video. Let me see. Let me make sure I got this right, because y'all, Trump haven't handing out lawsuits, so we trying to see something. All right, then. I just hit the button. Y'all, participate. Complete the poll. We got some questions, asking all these questions. Happy Friday. Question. Y'all like, what the hell? What's the question? Sis, what's the question? Okay, let me tell y'all what the question is. The question. Okay, what is this? The question. Will Trump win his lawsuit against the Washington Street Journal? Yay or nay? Y'all know we be doing these polls. Y'all, when we be doing these polls over here, these polls be lining up with what mainstream polls be looking like. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you. They be lining up. The last poll I did was, do y'all think Donald J. Trump in them damn Epstein files? 50% of y'all said yes, he is. And y'all, that's the same percentage that the mainstream media got. Y'all, listen, we don't play with. Listen, they be pissed off. So as a result, following that, my little channel got shadow banned. I'm like, listen, I didn't say yes 50% of the time. Them folks, y'all said, listen, I'm the one getting shadow banned, but y'all completing the poll. They got mad at me. They was like, Sheik, you in timeout. You in timeout. You didn't have to do all that over there on that channel. You did not have to do all that on that channel. Listen, I be trying to see something. Folks think, nah, Sheik, listen, I figure, hey, let me do these polls. Let me see how people really feel. Because what they say, the numbers don't lie. Is that what they say? The numbers don't lie. So I'm like, I'm trying to see something. So y'all answer the question, complete the poll, and we'll check it in here in there throughout the show. But listen, Linda, listen. Trump said what y'all not finna do is be a bald-headed lie and be lying on me. I'm tired of y'all lying on me. So we're going to get into his Truth Social posts, y'all, because he got his own platform. He don't need Elon. He don't need Elon to talk his talk. He said he got Truth Social. So not long ago when I was out and about, I seen he did a post. I said, oh, snap. Look like your girl got to go live. I want to share his post because I know half y'all probably don't even follow Truth Social. How many of y'all follow Truth Social? Y'all let me know in here. Y'all follow Truth Social? Who is a part of Truth Social? Y'all, I remember when he first wrote it out, like, y'all, when the world was shut down. And it was like a little, like, waiting period for them to kind of accept you. It's almost like you was on in the Section 8 line. You know how you got to wait your turn for your number, your name to come up? That's how it was for the Truth Social. You weren't thinking you was just finna download your little cute app and then you set you an account up and then you in. Oh, no. Truth Social, if y'all know, you know, Truth Social didn't work that way. Truth Social was like, all right, then, sis, we see you. Now you sit there. Let me vet you. Let me see if we want you to be a part of the club. Let me see if we want you to be a part of the club. So it was a little waiting period. But nonetheless, your girl's a part of the club. And Trump has some stuff to say. So I want to share his post. But y'all come on in here. Complete. It's 116 of y'all in here. I'm only showing 15 people have completed the poll. Complete the poll because I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something. Is this lawsuit a waste of time for Donald J. Trump? Or are you like, hell no, he about to win this like he be winning all them other like he be winning when people come at him and it has to go up to the Supreme Court. Do you think this will be another W for the Donald J. Trump? So come on in, complete the poll. We will check back in. I'm going to get through some of these comments because I do, like I said, I want to get to his Truth Social post. Y'all, funny story. When I say Donald J. Trump cracks me the hell up, I was listening to earlier. So y'all know did you all see earlier he signed the Genius Act? He did like a little press conference and he signed the Genius Act. So I'm like, what the hell is that? What is the Genius Act? What is that? What? ChatGPT, break it down. Help me understand. I am not smarter than a fifth grader. Help me understand. So I went looking up the Genius Act. But the funny thing about it, so he's there. We're going to get into that too, the Genius Act. So he up there talking about the Genius Act. So he y'all know how he have his little pen and he signed his little paperwork. So then as he gets ready to sign, he says, oh, and this isn't an auto pen either. So all the white men chuckled, all the white men with the money chuckle at his little joke. He was making that joke because y'all know word on the curb is that Biden, he didn't really sign off on those pardons. They's like the only one he actually my pen at. The only one he actually signed off on was the one for his son, baby boy. That's the only one. Everybody else, they said it was auto pen. So Trump was like, yo, y'all seeing your boy, I got a real pen. I'm signing this, Donald J. Trump. So everybody all right then, play it. He was like, yes, because this is the biggest scandal out there. And I said, you have your Scooby-Doo. So I have the Scooby-Doo moment. I said, hold up, player. What you mean the auto pen is the biggest new scandal out there? Player. Don't you know you all over Beyonce/Diddy internet right now dealing with these damn Epstein files? What do you mean? You wish that was the biggest news going on. So after he says all that, y'all, he gets up to walk out. Do y'all think the damn people asked him anything about the doggone Genius Act? Hell no. You know what they asked him about? Right. Them damn Epstein files. That shit was funny as hell. It's like, sir, they felt like they had to remind you what the biggest news is, what the biggest scandal is. Y'all, that shit took me out. Listen, I probably laughed to myself for a good 10 minutes. I was like, oh, hell no. Not them reminding him what actually is the biggest news right now. You wish it was the auto pen centered around with Biden. Player, that ain't got nothing compared to this tea with the Epstein files. Then they had a nerve to come and hit you with the goddamn birthday post. Did y'all see that hit the news? The doggone, I guess when Epstein turned 50, his lady, I guess Ghislaine, call herself doing something nice for him. So y'all know how sometimes you might go to a little party or a wedding and they have you sign the guest book, you sign a little note or whatever. So Ghislaine, for her man, for her boo, she had the people, his peeps sign a little, do a little note for him. How a little cute note for him, child. Trump ain't listen. This is why there's a new lawsuit. This is why there's a new lawsuit. Do y'all think this man sleeping at night? They saying he got gout. He got swollen ankles. He got the ankles. This man got a lot going on. I don't know who got more going on, him, Diddy, or Shannon Sharp. I don't know, y'all. It's like they competing for who finna be the number one in the news. But Trump got it. Trump got it. He want Biden to have it with the auto pen, but nah, they ain't got ish on these Epstein files. So we getting into it tonight. Y'all come on in here. It's 229 of y'all in here. Happy Friday. Hit the like button, please. We gonna see some things tonight. We gonna move around. Word on the curb. I think they talking about, I think Bondi talking about trying to release some documents or ask. Listen, child, they running scared. They like, oh, okay, y'all want to see something? We gotta, let's create something and put it out there. I'm curious to know if what we are about to see, if it's gonna be real. Do any of you all question that? Because look how long it's taking. Like, do anybody question what's going to be released being real? Do some of you wonder, like, will it be some made up ish where they just then put some documents together, put some names on it? It's going to have everybody and their mama name on it except Donald J. Trump or anybody with the Trump name. I don't know. I'm just asking all these questions. I'm asking these questions tonight. So y'all come on in here. I'm going to go through the comments for a little bit, and then we're going to turn it over to Truth Social to see what Trump has to say, because he just filed a new lawsuit. Some people had asked, y'all think he's serious when he say he's going to file a lawsuit? Hell yeah. Trump stayed filing a lawsuit. I don't even know, y'all, why they even had the nerve to even question that. I don't even know. I don't even know why they had the audacity to even question if Trump was going to file this lawsuit. Fool in the Dark said Trump won't win the lawsuit. I just feel like, listen, Linda, listen. I feel like whoever put these papers out, I mean, this information out pertaining to this alleged post from a birthday, I feel like they got their receipts. I'm just saying, it's given that we're big enough to where we know better than to go and put something out there without having our ducks in a row. So because of that, I'm leaning into the journalism. Who is this he used? Who the hell he's suing? He is suing the Wall Street Journal, the WSJ. I guess that's the abbreviation for the Wall Street Journal. I feel like, they got their paperwork. They got their receipts. Got them. I hope so. But I would think with a big name like that, and then you're coming for the president, I would hope you got your little receipts. But child, I don't know. Edward says, I'm Googling it as we speak, and what you are saying there, it isn't there. So let me show you. Are you talking about the Truth Social post? Let me show you what I'm looking at. This is what I'm looking at, y'all. Can y'all see that? Because again, you got a Truth Social account? I had to log into the Truth. So on my cell phone, I already have the app and everything on my phone. I told y'all I waited in line like I was waiting in line for on the Section 8 list. So I finally got approved for that. So on my laptop, so I can show you all, I had to log in order for me to see the post, because when I did a general Google post, I did not see it. So you may not see it if you do a general post, but if you go into the Truth Social app, you will see this post. He posted it at 6:51 p.m. By the time I saw it, when I got the alert on my phone, it had probably been up for about 20 minutes. So it's a very new post. It's 7:43 p.m. Eastern time where I'm from. Y'all see this? I'm about to read it. Like the video, please. It's 229 of you in the building. Happy Friday. Do me a solid. Like the video. Like, share, and subscribe. So listen, let's get into it. Breaking news. We have just filed a Powerhouse lawsuit against everyone involved in publishing the false, malicious, defamatory fake news article in the useless rag that is the Wall Street Journal. This historic legal action is being brought against the so-called authors of this defamation and now fully disgraced WSJ, as well as its corporate owners and affiliates with Rupert Murdoch and Robert Thompson, whatever his role is. Y'all know Rupert Murdoch got loan money at the top of the list. We have proudly held to account ABC and George Slopalopoulos. Y'all ain't gonna bite my tongue trying to say that. I think Slopalopoulos, CBS, and 60 Minutes, the fake Pulitzer Prizes, and many others who deal in and push disgusting lies and even fraud to the American people. This lawsuit is filed not only on behalf of your favorite president, me, I say he a trip. One thing Donald J. Trump gonna do is toot his own damn horn. He like, hell, if you ain't gonna toot it, that's all right. I got it. Toot. But also, in order to continue standing up for all Americans who will no longer tolerate the abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media, I hope Rupert and his friends are looking forward to many hours of dispositions and testimonies they will have to provide in this case. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We will make America great again. Child, listen. This has been filed. So, some of y'all, you may not find it when you do a general Google search. If you log into truthsocial.com, set up an account, you'll be able to see this post. This is a new post that he posted less than an hour ago. So I'm like, word? Let me see. Well, let me see if it'll let me see, because I don't be in Truth Social like that. I low-key, I only be in here when he posts and something will pop up on my phone. And I'll be like, all right, then what he got to say? So I don't know. I was trying to see if I can see maybe what other people had to say. But yeah, I'm not versed in this whole app or whatever. I just have access to it. So welcome, y'all. Hey, Dr. J, virtuous woman. So y'all, listen, the lawsuit has been filed. Complete the poll. Do you think he will win the lawsuit? Do you think he'll win the lawsuit? Trump is on people's necks. Do y'all know what's his name? I need to look it up. There is a show where they're canceling y'all the entire show, and word on the curb is that it's because of how they were talking greasy about Donald J. Trump. Let me see. I think it's the Cohen. Is his name Michael Cohen? What's the hell? Let me see. Let me look it up. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Is it called The Late Show? The Late Show. They're going to have one more season. And that's going to go through May of next year. The Late Show. I think that's what it's talking about. That's the name of it. I heard it earlier when I was out there. Stephen Colbert. Y'all, Stephen Colbert. If you all watch him, I don't watch television. I don't watch those shows or whatever, but I recognize his name. But yeah, his show is going bye-bye. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. CBS canned The Late Show over tens of millions in financial losses annually, not Stephen Colbert's politics. So they say that it's centered around, views, all other type of reasons, but word on the curb is kind of like Trump kind of been behind it. I don't know, y'all, but this is how people are feeling, because they like, wait a minute, this show got crazy views. Like I said, I don't watch TV like that, so I wasn't one of the people tuning in. But let's just see what they were talking about on the New York Post as it pertains to this show. Because if y'all do watch it, it only has one more season left, and that's going to take you through May of 2026. So let's go. CBS brass say they pulled the plug on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert because of its punishing losses pegged between 40 million and 50 million a year, and claim politics had nothing to do with it. The Post has learned. Do y'all believe that? Let me know, because many people still watch TV. Y'all ain't had cable in eons. So don't ask me about what's on what channel and what time it come on. I can tell you about YouTube. But don't ask me about television. So they're like, yo, no, it had nothing to do with politics. It just wasn't doing what it needed to do. But people on the street, they're like, yo, that's a bald-faced lie. You a lie. You a lie. You a lie. The 61-year-old host got canned just days after he took a dig at the Tiffany network over its $16 million settlement with Donald Trump over a controversial 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris as the network's parent Paramount negotiates with the Trump administration regulatory approval for its $8 billion sale to independent studio Skydance. So, Lord, Kamala Harris' name caught up in it. Lord Jesus, fix it. What's up, RZA? Happy Friday, you all. Happy Friday. Quote, I am offended and I don't know if anything will ever repair my trust in this company, Colbert said of the truth in his Monday night monologue. So y'all, why do you think the show going away? Y'all think that it's because of ratings, or do y'all think that it's centered around politics? When is it ever not about politics? When is it ever not about money and politics? Like, everything is rooted in money and politics. I'm just saying, that's what I believe. Let's carry on. Gets no advertising, but scathing jokes at the expense of CBS brass wasn't the problem, according to insiders. Instead, the network's bosses could no longer stomach the fact that Colbert has been plagued with an increasingly dire shortage of advertisers. Despite Colbert's #1 ratings in his time slot and his status as a key face for the Tiffany network. Make it make sense. How you the #1 for your time slot, but though they telling you, yeah, we're going to have to pull the plug on this. Where they do that at? How do you pull the plug on like a #1 rated show? Like, y'all, make it make sense, y'all. We use common sense over here. We are heavy in the common sense over here. In the end, Paramount's co-CEO, George Cheeks, decided to kill the show, sources say. Colbert gets no advertising and the late night is a tough spot, said the person who's a person with direct knowledge of CBS's decision. Y'all, we using common sense here. Do y'all feel like it was centered around some advertisements, or do you feel like it was centered around politics? We're going to talk about it today. Colbert might be #1, but who watches late night TV anymore? I mean, I know I don't, but y'all know folks who don't sleep at night be up watching them shows. Some Democrats voiced suspicion, citing the host's left-wing leanings and CBS owner Paramount's urgent need to gain an okay from the Trump administration for the merger with Skydance, the Hollywood studio behind the Mission Impossible franchise. Y'all, we got money on the line. Y'all, money talks. Money is on the line. They're like, listen here, player, listen. Now, Steven, listen, we trying to make some deals. And part of the deal is getting the hell rid of you. Is this what's happening? They like, listen, we trying to ink the deal. But in order for us to do that, we have to kind of get rid of you and what you got popping off in your show. So, yeah, we decided to go ahead and do that. I mean, that's what it's given, right? CBS canceled Colbert's show just 3 days after Colbert called out CBS parent company Paramount for a $16 million settlement with Trump, a deal that looks like bribery. Lefty Senator Elizabeth Warren wrote on X. One thing Elizabeth gonna do, she gonna talk and she gonna claim that Indian heritage. Elizabeth gonna talk and claim that Indian heritage. But so she said, okay, so what if I was a $5 Indian? An Indian is an Indian. Now run me my coin. Quote, America deserves to know if his show was canceled for political reasons. Skydance CEO David Ellison is the son of Donald Trump's pal and tech billionaire Larry Ellison. As the Post first reported, CBS just paid $16 million to Trump and has agreed to run millions of dollars more in MAGA-friendly ads to settle the president's lawsuit alleging that 60 Minutes deceptively edited its 2024 interview with Kamala Harris to make her look better. Y'all, I'm wondering what interview is that? Because y'all know if I don't F with Kamala like that. So if you new over here, listen, if that's your girl, I'm just going to let you know. No telling what you're going to hear me say about her. But you ain't going to feel warm and fuzzy when I'm done. Trump, meanwhile, celebrated Colbert's canning in a Friday morning post on Truth Social. Quote, I absolutely love Colbert got fired, the president wrote. So y'all still think that man is gone because of for not getting advertisement? Like, really, let's talk about it. Because Trump is real excited about that man losing his jobs, like them people at the Department of Education and them people at the IRS office. Trump is extra happy. Trump is extra happy. Quote, his talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. He has even less talent than Colbert. So I'm just going to go out on a whim and say anybody who ain't got nothing warm and fuzzy to say about Trump, you suck. You ain't got no talent. Your show is trash. I mean, that's what it seems like. That's what it seems like. So he like, Jimmy Kimmel, you're next. Now, if they mess around and say, yeah, with Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, the money ain't that. Listen, y'all, I'm done. Listen, I'm done. If Jimmy Kimmel is next. Fervent denials. But despite Ellison's Trump ties, sources said Skydance and its partners at Redbird Capital, the private equity firm that would help with run CBS once the deal is clear, only heard the news of the show's impending cancellation just before it was announced late Thursday. Quote, Skydance had nothing to do with this. One person close to the decision says, oh, okay, cap, stop the cap. Quote, Colbert losses $40 million to $50 million a year. So George Cheeks just decided to pull the plug. The show's dominance in its time slot belies sharp declines in viewership as younger viewers move away from traditional television. So, peep game, what I hear, yes, a lot of young folks, they ain't watching TV like that. I'm like closer to like in middle age. Your girl, I'm 44. So, I told you I don't watch TV. I know a lot of people who are older watch TV, but my thing is if the numbers weren't numbering like they say they weren't, we got to pay attention to the timing. I don't believe in coincidences. No, they're just using this as a reason, as an excuse to go ahead and just can this man. They're just using the numbers as a reason. Because if it was like that bad, like why y'all didn't a year, like y'all could have been got rid of him. The numbers were already out. Like, so it's just, y'all just saying it's just a coincidence. Stop it, I say, stop it. The Late Show boasts nearly 2 million total views and 200,000 views in the key 25-24 demo, making it number one in his time slot. Sounds like a moneymaker to me. Nevertheless, that's a sharp decline versus the numbers it racked up in its heyday. Again, why are you just now canceling the show if the numbers weren't doing what it used to do? Clearly, if they aren't doing what it used to do, it still was enough because you still kept it in rotation. Don't play with me. Do not play on my top. Stop playing. We are honest students over here. You can't play with us like that. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. You lying. The ad data from Guideline estimates that CBS late night shows together drew $220 million in ad revenue in 2024, just half the $439 million they drew in 2018. Okay, so in the last couple of years, or since 18, what was the reason why y'all still kept the show going? If that's all it was doing, why'd you continue to keep it going? Because clearly you still felt like, then it ain't pulling in the numbers it was, but it's still pulling in numbers. You still in billionaire, trillionaire, gazillionaire status. Redbird's Jeff Shell, the former head of NBC Universal, who will run the network once the deal is done, has been crunching the numbers and finding that CBS is a melting ice cube with its losses and costs overruns, a source said. I then, if you say so. Trump-based turned. Let's get into it. The plan is to enhance CBS Sports and invest in truth-based news at a network that conservatives have long ripped for its alleged liberal biases. A Paramount spokesman declined to comment and would not deny that massive losses were tied to the show's cancellation. Trump's lawsuit was impeding the approval of the deal by the Trump Federation Communications Committee. The Post has learned that Ellison is now telling people that the lawsuit settled the Sky that with the lawsuit settled, the Skydance Paramount deal will get FCC approval by mid-August. While Ellison is predicting imminent regulatory approval, it will come at a cost. FCC Chairman Brendan Carr is likely to demand conditions to remedy what he believes is left-wing news, bias in programming that violates agency public interest rules that govern local broadcasting as opposed to cable. So they like, F it. It seems like we're going to have to throw our money around and goddamn buy the damn network in order for us to control how they're putting out this information. Don Cottle says, keyword, truth-based news. What's up, Don? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all like the video. So what y'all think? Y'all think, okay, are you in agreement? Do you think that this show need to be gone along with the Jimmy Kimmel show as well? Is this all fake news? Like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Because it seems like, I would say most of these networks that's on like daytime TV, I don't watch TV, but like when I hear like people talking about politics, they don't be saying things outside of like Fox News. They don't be saying things that are favorable for Trump, unless it's maybe some underground news network. But as far as like your major networks, they don't like that man. They do not like that man. I know that. I know that. So let's go ahead. Let's get into our poll. Let me check the poll real fast to see what our numbers are looking like. What we got? So y'all continue to do the poll. Y'all see these numbers? These are our numbers. So will Trump win his lawsuit against the Washington Street Journal? 37% say yes. 46% say nope. And 17% say, I don't know, Sheik, maybe. I'm not sure. That's on that. So listen, Linda, listen. Come on in here. Y'all like the video. I'm going to try to get to some of y'all comments. It's a lot of y'all up in here in this chat. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Hopefully you're safe and dry. It's raining here in Georgia. Don Cottle says, late night TV better be funny or sexy. If not, listen, they said, listen, you don't need the late. They was like, what they say? What's the name of the show? The Late Show. They say, you don't need the Late Show. You got YouTube. You can tune into Chic Speak. Y'all, YouTube is taking over. Everybody's on YouTube. Like, YouTube is the thing. You got all these famous people, celebrities. Like, it's the internet. It's, these are the times we in. These are the times we in. So let's get to this, this Genius Act. So I told y'all earlier, Trump went, he did like this conference and he talked about signing the Genius Act. Did anyone see that? Do you know what the Genius Act is? Because I'm trying to understand, because by the time I tuned into it, he was kind of already in it. So it was kind of like late in the game for me to kind of understand what was going on. So I went to the internet, went to ChatGPT. I'm like, help me understand what the freak is the Genius Act. So let's get into it. We finna get into what the Genius Act is. The Genius Act stands for Generating Evidence on New Innovations to Uphold Security Act. Here's what it means in a way to understand. So y'all, I worded it in a way in ChatGPT to kind of break it down to help us understand what the Genius Act is. So what is it about? The Genius Act is a law idea or a bill that tries to make sure that the U.S. government looks carefully at new technologies like artificial intelligence, AI, robots, and other smart tools before deciding how to use them. Why does this matter? Sometimes new technology can be very powerful. The government might use it for things like safety, security, or law enforcement. The Genius Act wants to make sure these tools are used fairly, safely, and without hurting people's rights. What would it do? It would ask experts to study new technologies and write reports on it. So basically, this Genius Act is like, yo, before you thinking you about to implement something that's centered around technology, like, your AI, robots, or whatever, we want to make sure that there's some checks and balances in place. For example, we want to know, How does the technology work? We want to know whether it will be unfair to some people, or how should or should it not be used. You see what I'm saying? So the government is like, yo, if you're about to put technology, the use of technology out there to the people, we need to understand, okay, why are you doing this and how will it help the people? And if it will go against the people in any type of way, we need to know. We need to know this. In short, the Genius Act is about being smart and careful when using new powerful technology so it helps people and doesn't hurt them. For example, using an example of a police robot. Your city gets a robot police dog. That means an AI. That's artificial. I've seen that on the news here in Atlanta, where they've had them in apartment complexes that have high violence, acts of violence, theft, robbery, all of that. It can walk around. It can record videos and even spot people who might be breaking the law. Sounds cool, right? But wait, what if the robot makes a mistake and thinks someone did something when they didn't do it? Remember, like, that's been a concern with the use of AI technology, it making a mistake. What if the robot only goes to certain neighborhood and ignores others? What if it spies on people who are just walking to school? These are a Genius Act. Like, these are things that the creator behind these, the technology will have to speak to, just to make sure that it's not going to be something used to maybe used in minority neighborhoods. Something that's not going to just profile people, all of that ish that we see that real life people be doing. Real life people do this type of stuff all the time. So they're like, all right, we want to make sure the technology not doing it. We know the humans do it, but we don't want the technology to do it. Okay. So this is where the Genius Acts come in. The Genius Acts would make sure experts study the robot before it gets used, that they test it to see if it's fair to everyone, and that they check it to see if it keeps people safe and respected. And then they write reports so people in charge know the truth. So you all, that's this Genius Act that he signed, because I think it's a good thing to have, because like right now, everybody's just using technology to just do things more efficiently. So, and with this big, beautiful Bill Act, AI, there was a portion in AI that talks about how for like the next 10 years, AI is here. And if a company wants to use AI and all of that, like they're able to, you can't come in and say, no, you can't do that. But so since we do have, AI, the Genius Act is kind of creating some kind of checks and balances with it. You see what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, if we're going to have AI, we need some checks and balances. We want to make sure that it's going to be useful or beneficial to the people and not work against the people. See what I'm saying? So that's the Genius Act. That's basically in a nutshell, like what that Genius Act is about. So I'm here for that. Come on in, like the video, like, share, and subscribe. They still on Pam Bondi's neck. They still on that woman neck. They still on her neck. And I seen something today, DOJ. I seen something today that was saying that the Department of Justice was going to move to release the grand jury testimony in the Epstein files. Yeah, so let's see what they talking about. What do you mean? DOJ moves to release grand jury testimony in the Epstein case. Y'all, they like, I'm sick of y'all, Sheik. I'm sick of you, your honest students. I'm sick of I'm sick of CNN, MSNBC. I'm even sick of the MAGA, because y'all know MAGA been coming hard for Trump too. Have y'all noticed that like most of the people that has been coming for this man have mostly been from his base? Democrats say something here and there, but like it's largely like you've been hearing people from like his base that's really been kind of coming at him. So let's see what CNN got to say. CNN says the Trump administration's chaotic handling of the so-called Jeffrey Epstein files continued Friday as the Justice Department asked the federal judge to make public years-old grand jury testimony made behind closed doors against the convicted sex offender. In its filing, the department justified releasing the heretofore secret evidence as a matter of public interest. My. The public's interest in the Epstein matter has remained. Given this long-standing and legitimate interest, the government now moves to unseal grand jury transcripts associated with Epstein. The filing reads. The department also filed a similar motion in the case against Epstein's associate Ghislaine Maxwell. So they like, listen, all right then, shut up. We bringing the paper. We bringing a receipt. Shut up. We tired, y'all. We tired of y'all. President Donald Trump called for the Attorney General Pamela Bondi. President Donald Trump called for an Attorney General Pamela Bondi agreed to file the motion Thursday night as the administration faced increasing backlash over its botched handling of the Epstein files. Bondi had long promised to release as many documents in the Justice Department's possession as possible, but walked that promise back in a memo last week announcing that there is no evidence Epstein kept a client list or was murked. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? Clearly, they don't believe that either, because they now going ahead and summoning for the papers to come to the light. The department wrote that the purpose of the recent review was to determine whether evidence existed that could predicate an investigation into uncharged third parties. As the memorandum concluded, no such evidence was uncovered during the review, it says in the filing. The administration's new push came after a report about a birthday letter, this birthday letter to Epstein in 2003 that bore Trump's name and an outline of a naked woman. Trump has denied the story and is suing the Wall Street Journal's parent company. Quote, based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony, subject to court approval. Trump wrote in a Truth Social post Thursday night, this scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. What do you mean? What do you mean? Player, you ran your whole campaign on, well, if I were president or when I become president, I'm going to release the files. That was no Democrat hollering at. Hell, when the Democrats was in office, they weren't releasing it. So what are you talking about, sir? You said you was going to release it when you got in office, and your people in your corner said, yes, you need to vote for Donald J. Trump, because if you want the truth, this is this is your guy. This is who you want as your president. This is what they said. The decision to move forward with releasing the grand jury now lies with the federal judge, Richard M. Berman in Manhattan, oversaw the criminal case against Epstein before his death, ruled a suicide in 2019. I will add, you all, they still have not released the autopsy of this man, Jeffrey Epstein. Have any of you seen the autopsy? It said that it still has not been released. How long do it take to do an autopsy? How many years this man passed? 2019? So what we at, 6 years? Okay. So I guess we still waiting like hell. We still waiting on Donald Trump's taxes, but we gonna move on. We we gonna say that autopsy and Trump taxes they sitting somewhere together. We just gonna say they sitting somewhere together. It's unclear how long it would take for anything to be made public. Before making a ruling on the matter, the judge must consult with the victims and any uncharged person discussed in the testimony, as their identities are protected under federal law. Depending on what timeline is set, the process could take weeks, months, or longer to unfold. Child, I think every day, every week, every month, every year it takes for this information to come out, people are still going to be on the F what you heard. I ain't trying to hear a dang thing you got to say. All I want to know is what a freak is these files, because this is the energy that they're getting right now. I done told y'all Trump done went up there on that stage, signed the whole Genius Act. Them people didn't care. They didn't ask nan questions. Them people didn't give an ish about no AI, no robot. no electronic dog made. Like, they didn't give it. They was like, okay, let's talk about these Epstein files. Like, them people did not care. People did not care. That shit was funny as hell. Oh my God. Y'all got to go see it. It was hilarious. I cried. I told y'all I laughed to myself for a good 10 minutes. I was mad I couldn't go live at that moment because I just wanted to go live and laugh with y'all because I was just like, this man wants something so bad to be bigger than this Epstein stuff. So bad, but it's not happening. It's not happening. The grand jury testimony, however, is only a small portion of the thousands of documents related to the Epstein investigation and criminal case, many of which are already in the Justice Department custody and may have been presented to the jury. CNN previously reported that as part of the search for the materials related to Epstein, the FBI conducted a round-the-clock mission to reviewing and redact documents and other evidence that hadn't been made public. FBI and justice officials soon realized that with the required redactions, they would be releasing thousands of pages that were blacked out. Putting any additional release in the hands of a federal judge could be a workaround to that problem because the justice officials would no longer be responsible for the decision or the declination to do so. Judges have already released hundreds of documents in the Epstein saga. The majority of those held back were deemed unsuitable to be released because of the federal laws that protects the privacy of Epstein victims and people not charged with crimes. Damn people who was doggone messing around with them young girls, them kids, their names, the ones that weren't charged with the crime. Some of your favorite celebrities, politicians, all of them folks, those people. Those people, how about that? Let me see. All right. So what y'all think? What y'all think? Trump and his people are like, yo, like, listen, I'm sick of y'all. I'm tired of y'all. Y'all done tapped on my last damn nerve. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. So they saying, I then shut up. Fine, we're gonna give you what you want. We're gonna give you what you want. But here's the thing also, y'all, I've been laughing today. So after I laughed for about 10 minutes after after I laughed at about 10 minutes after Trump got off that stage from signing that Genius Act, and the only questions people had was centered around the Epstein files. I was listening to somebody talk about this drawing. You remember the birthday book, Epstein's birthday book, and supposedly Trump had a little happy birthday note. Let me see if I can find like the note. Let me see if I can find the note, because one thing that we haven't seen is for Trump to demand to see the note, But y'all know who then came out talking about, if it's real, let's see it. JD Vance. JD Vance trying to see something. Y'all think Trump, like, if you don't shut your, did I say I want to see a damn note? I know what the damn note look like. Ain't nobody told you, JD, to be talking about, let's. They was like, JD, like, you ain't finna F up my chance to be the next damn president. Shit. Y'all think JD low-key trying to dry snitch on Trump? Like, if it's real, let me see what they say. If it's real, what they do on social media. If you real about it, tag me. If it's real, tag me. JD like, yo, if it's real, let's see it. Y'all ain't showed nothing. Meanwhile, Trump didn't even take that note. Trump wasn't on some let me see. Trump was not on no let me see. He was just like fake news. JD Vance like, let me see. JD on some, let me, I want to see. We try to see something. Really, JD, you trying to see something? JD, do you not feel like Trump would have a strong argument if it was actually presented out there? You trying to see the artwork with the naked woman and her boobie and Trump's name near? JD, let me find out you trying to dry snitch on the president. Let me find out. But let me try to, let me see if I can find the Trump's birthday note to Jeffrey. Let me see if I can find it. But it was hilarious because somebody was like, yo, Is he trying to blow up the spot? Because Trump didn't say, let me see it, but you got JD out here talking about, let me see it. We need to see it. If it's real, tag me if it's real. Tag me if it's real. So it was just funny. It was like, okay, JD, we dry snitching. Is we dry snitching right now? Let me see if I'm trying to see if I can find see Washington. Let me see if I can find the birthday, the note, because I've heard different people on the internet like read it out. But I want to see if I can find the note. Okay, so let me show y'all this. This is the description of the note. This is we haven't seen it, but we've been hearing people describe it. JD on some, we trying to see something. We want to see. So the description of the note, it says, according to the journal, okay, so you all, I'm on CNBC.com. That's where I'm at right now, y'all. We're moving around. Keep up. According to the journal, the letter contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman, which appears to be hand-drawn with a heavy marker. Quote, a pair of small arcs denotes the woman's breast, and the future president's signature is a squiggly Donald below her waist, mimicking pubic hair. The journal's Khadija Safdar and Joel Pelosi reported. Then it goes on to say, the letter concludes, happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Do y'all think this real? Do y'all think that Trump really, do y'all think it's real? Do y'all think Trump really wrote that note? Quote, inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in third person, the paper reported. A leather-bound album book containing Trump's birthday letter, as well as letters to Epstein's from the lawyer Alan Dershowitz and billionaire Les Wexner, was among the documents examined by the Justice Department officials who investigated Epstein and Maxwell years ago. The newspaper reported, citing people who have reviewed the pages. Trump denied writing the letter or drawing the photo during the interview on Tuesday, according to the newspaper. Quote, this is not me. This is a fake thing. It's a fake Wall Street Journal story, he said. I never wrote a picture in my life. I don't draw pictures of women, he said. It's not my language. It's not my words. The paper said that Trump told the journal that if it's published in an article about the letter, the paper said that Trump told the journal that if it published an article about the letter, quote, I'm gonna sue the Wall Street Journal just like I sued everyone else. And I started this live out with, and we can go back to it, a post he made less than 2 hours ago on Truth Social, where he said, listen, it's done. It's done. Lawsuit filed. So let me get into some of these comments. Y'all come on in here and double tap the screen. It's 184 of you in the building. Can we get to at least 100 likes? Just 100? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. So you all, we just getting into all things Donald J. Trump. It's a lot going on per usual. So we just talking about it. Let me see. Let's go back. So for some of you who are just coming in, Trump made this post on Truth Social. I don't know if you do a general Google search, if you'll find it. I did not. I had to sign into my Truth Social account. So this is the message he posted at 6:51 p.m., July 18, 2025. Breaking news. We have just filed a Powerhouse lawsuit against everyone involved in publishing the false, malicious, defamatory fake news article in the useless rag that is the Wall Street Journal. This historic legal action is being brought against the so-called authors of this defamation, the now fully disgraced WSJ, as well as its corporate owners and affiliates, with Rupert Murdoch and Robert Thompson, whoever his role is, at the top of the list. We have proudly held to account ABC and George Sophocles, CBS, and 60 Minutes. The fake Pulitzer Prizes and many others who deal in and push disgusting lies and even fraud to the American people. This lawsuit is filed not only on behalf of your favorite president, me, but also in order to continue standing up for all Americans who will no longer tolerate the abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media. I hope Rupert and his friends are looking forward to many hours of dispositions and testimonies they will have to provide in this case. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We will make America great again. So that is on that. RZA says MAGA strong arm. What y'all think? Are y'all here for it? What's this new thing? I'm looking at my chat and I'm seeing like these emblems and things next to people's names. I don't know. Y'all know what that means? It's some people, it's saying number. What does this mean? What is this? What is this? What does this mean? You all see that where it has the crown and the numbers in the chat? You all know what that means? I just started seeing that. I've seen it on some other people's lives, but I don't know what it is. But anywho, I'm gonna get through some the comments. Sassy Mo said the Supreme Court should be mandated to have 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, 3 independents with the age and term limits not die in those seats as well. Yeah, I don't like the idea that someone has to, dies like you're in that seat until you die. I feel like it should be any other position you vote people in. What's up, Tim? What's up? Let me see. Don said those fools done lost their minds. It's giving frat boys. Hypnotized. You say it shows how much people are engaging. Okay. Thank you so much. Guess I need to means I comment too much. Okay. All right. Cause I'm like, what is this? I was seeing it on like other people's chats that I was looking in. So now I'm seeing it in minds. Yeah, engage. That's how you keep the party going. So definitely talk your talk. I do my best to get through the comments. If you do have a comment and you're like, okay, I really got something to say, she's not seeing my comments, you can send a super chat as little as $2. It pops up in color, and therefore I can see it more easily. And if you want to become a member, a political honor student, we got the Temu prices at $2.99. Your name will also show in color, and that is another way for your comment to be prioritized. But I thank you all for your support and just showing up, liking the video, just watching the content. It's the little things. Your girl don't require much. I really don't. I really don't require much. Let's check this poll. Let's see what we got. We have 555 people who have taken the poll. Will Trump win his lawsuit against the Washington Street Journal? 36% say yes, 47% say no, and 17% say, I don't know. I'm not for sure. I'm not sure. I don't know. I got to pray about that one. I got to pray about that one. Me, I've seen Trump get a lot of wins. He recently won with the Supreme Court when it came to, the dismantlement of the Department of Education. Like he gets a good number of wins. I feel like I see more wins with him than losses. I'm just saying. So I don't know, y'all. I think this is going to be a good fight. This is going to be one of them old Holyfield, Mike Tyson fights. Because y'all looking at the numbers, it's not like, it's almost like 37% yes, 47% no. It ain't leaps and bounds like my last poll last week when I asked, why do you all think the Trump administration will not or have not released the Epstein files? And 50% said because his name is in it. And then it was maybe like 38% that said because there are both Republican and Democrat names in it. And then I think it was maybe about like 14% that said there's nothing to see, like what the Trump administration said. They were like, there's nothing to see, Sheik. There's nothing to see. Just move around. There's nothing to see. RZA says, definitely don't hate fool. He's doing a great job. The left have to talk about nonsense to distract from the wins he is accumulating. Like I said, I will say most of the time when he's up for battle, I feel like he's getting more wins to me. I feel like he's getting more wins. Let me see. Hypnotized says, I have a serious question. Why does this old letter matter? He said far more on the live TV. Don Cottle says, didn't he win the fanny pack lawsuit? Yeah, and He did. I mean, he didn't have to deal with that dealing with Fonnie Willis. So that's the Attorney General here in Atlanta. So I would say, yeah, that was a win. You know, he didn't have to go to trial or anything like that. He just went to trial in New York. Now he was found guilty of that, but the judge didn't even the judge was like, listen, I know they found you guilty, but it's up to me with how I want to, punish you. And the judge decided to just, let him walk. The judge decided to let him walk. Let's see. Brian said better than Obama and Clinton's combined. I agree with that. Did y'all see? It's Obama's trending, y'all. When the last time we heard Obama name? Obama trending, y'all. Y'all seen that? People are so mad. At least people in the black community, because apparently he was on his wife's podcast. I don't watch it. Do any of you all watch Michelle Obama? I think it's called This Is Michelle Obama, something like that. So Michelle Obama has a podcast that she does with her brother. His name ain't in the title for whatever reason, but it's a podcast they do together. I think it's like I Am Michelle Obama or something like that. Something with her name. Well, they had Barack Obama on as a special guest, and he got to talking about the influence of just men in young boys' lives. And he was like, I feel like boys should have more than their fathers as a male influence in their life. Like they should have like other men, which now I agree with this part. I do feel like boys should have more than just a father figure around. They should be able to have uncles, just trusted, responsible men in their life. I agree with that. So then he goes on to tell a story about when he was in college and he had a gay professor. He was like, I had a gay professor. He was smart. He was amazing. He would call me on my stuff if I was saying some stuff and he felt like, okay, I was just talking crazy. He would get me all the way together. So with that being said, I think it is important for young boys to have men who are homosexual, who live that type of lifestyle. I feel like it's important for the men who are homosexual to be in the lives of young boys, to be an example or someone who they can talk to. Just say in the event that say these young boys are struggling with their sexuality, it's good for them to be able to talk to someone who they can relate to. Child, what the hell he said it. Now, the black folks already have been cussing him out for a little minute now. You got a good number of black folks who love them some Obamas. I mean, you got the other group that I fall in that be on some the Obamas can kick rocks with no socks on. So I sit in that side. So now after this interview with him saying that, child, these black folks pissed off. They like, what the freak are you talking about? What do you mean, sir? I need for you to stop talking. I need for you to go back to the basement, wherever the hell Michelle was keeping you at, and you to just damn shut the hell up, stop talking. The people are so upset right now with this man. So you got the people pissed off, the black folks pissed off with Obama. Then you got the world, half the USA pissed off with Trump. So they both catching L's. So they probably can go have a beer together. Because y'all know one thing Obama going to do. He going to go have a beer and try to just air out whatever issues, problems. He like, listen, everything can be resolved over a beer. So right now, Obama is probably in need of a beer and Trump is in need of a beer. So they can talk through some things because they got the U.S. in shambles right now. Child, it's so much going on right now. It's a lot. Then you got Trump's health. Is Trump okay? Is Trump okay? Do Trump really got the ankles? Do he got elephant ankles? What is going on? Is our president okay? Is he okay? Caroline, y'all, it was so funny. I was in the comments on a video yesterday and somebody called her Carol Lyon. They had Carol, like they had CERO-LYIN. I said, hell no. Then my crazy self switched it up and I said, nah, I like Carol B. Lyon. I was like, I might have to refer to her as, y'all know Carol B. Lyon Levin. I like to add the B in the middle. Carol B. Lyon. Y'all get it? Carol Lyon or Carol B. Lyon. Anyway, Carol B. Lyon was like, listen, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just got some swollen ankles. He just need to prop y'all know he need to just prop it up, put some ice on it. Sit down for a minute, let the swelling go down, and he'll be good. Wrap it in an 8 bandage. It ain't nothing that the little urgent care on the corner next to the Walmart can't take care of. Listen, Carol B. Lyon said that's all it is. She said, again, there is nothing to see over here. There is nothing to see over here. Y'all, they were like, listen, y'all worried about the wrong things. Y'all need to be worried about that auto pen that Biden got. That's what y'all need to be worried about, that auto pen. Trump said that is the biggest scandal of all time. He said it with a straight face. I did that after he said that. You know how you have a moment of silence after somebody say something? So we're going to try it again. Biden and the auto pen is the biggest scandal of all time. He ought to be ashamed of himself. All right, then. So, Trump, when you said you was going to release them files, that's exactly what them damn people in that room did. That's exactly what they did. Together, we had a moment of silence. And then the question back to, so you said you're going to release all of the pages, or you just going to release 10 of the pages? Ain't nobody had no questions about what the purpose of the press conference was. That ish was funny as y'all got to go find it. The news, y'all know the news is petty. They already got, I probably still got it up. Yeah, I think it had music in the background. The news had already clipped that last part already. The part that I told y'all that had me laughing for 10 minutes. Oh, they already got that part clipped where Trump do his thing. He walking around shaking hands with the other, politicians. And then as he walk out, the 2 questions that you can hear people try to ask was centered around the Epstein files. It was nothing. There were no questions about what that man was on that stage talking about. Y'all, them people probably can't even tell you what the freak he was talking about. I didn't told y'all what he was talking about. I went to Chat GPT to say what the hell was he talking about. But I at least told y'all, if y'all was in here early enough, what the Genius Act is. Them people in that room probably even know what it was, because they like, listen, if you ain't talking Epstein, if Epstein ain't running off your lips, then we ain't hearing a doggone thing you saying. That is how they're treating him. They're treating Carol B. Lyon like that. They're treating Pam Bondi like that. They're treating anybody who gets a microphone in front of them to talk about something. They're like, oh, you're talking today? Okay. Question. So with the Epstein files, like, y'all, this is the only thing that people care about. This is the only thing that people are concerned about in large numbers. And people earlier this week, when I said that, they want to argue me up and down. Like, no, I'm like, y'all, you can get into the comments on any video, including Truth Social, and see what people are saying. And the vast majority of the comments are people's concerns centered around the Trump administration refusal to release the Epstein files. Like, you can, listen, don't argue with me, argue with your mama. That's what I had to tell the people earlier this week. I had to tell them that. Don't argue with me, argue with your mama. You might not like what I'm saying, but you can go see for yourself. Just type in Trump in YouTube. Anything centered around Trump and its commentary that someone has, whether it's underground news, mainstream news, whatever. Anybody. Go into the comments. I guarantee you the vast majority of the comments are going to be on some where the files at. Where the files at. Like, people want to see this information. Listen, people are vested. They're like, yo, like, what the freak? Like, this is involving children, underage children who was violated. These people didn't get justice really in the way that they should have, because you have refused to hold the people who participated with the nonsense accountable. Like, so for people, some people to say, well, I don't really care about the Epstein files, whatever. What that's saying is that you don't care about the victims who were children at the time when they were victims. They're survivors now, but there was a point when they were victims. And when they were victims, they were minors, because it's documented that he liked them young as 14 years old. Trump is documented where he said Jeffrey always liked them young. He didn't dispute making that comment. Trump didn't dispute making that comment. Only thing Trump is disputing as of late pertaining to Jeffrey is things that are in writing is that birthday message. But as far as him saying Jeffrey is a nice guy, he doesn't dispute that he said that. Jeffrey likes him young. He doesn't dispute that. He's not saying, no, that's lies. I didn't say that. He's not saying that. What he's denying is writing that note in the birthday book for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday. He's denying that. And then meanwhile, you got JD Vance like, yo, well, show us. We want to see. Trump isn't saying that. Do you all think that there's something there that Trump hasn't requested to see what it is that they're saying that he did as far as this writing, this note? Because to me, if someone accused me of writing something, doing whatever, out the gate, I'm like, what are you talking about? I didn't do that. Let me see it. Like, wouldn't that kind of come next? Like, where you be like, let me see it. I want to see it. I didn't do that because I know what I didn't do that, but I want to see you putting this out here that I did this. I'm trying to see something. Trump didn't do that. He said, I'm going to sue you if you, continue on and put it, and do this whole piece, write up or whatever. He said, I'm going to sue you, but he did not ask to see it. But you know who did ask to see it? JD Vance. JD Vance asked to see it. Why is JD Vance asking to see it, but Trump isn't asking to see it? Y'all, what do you think about that? Do you think there's something there to that? Why is JD Vance saying, show us? This is crazy. Show us. Let me see if I can see the response of JD Vance, because earlier when I was out and about listening to someone, content, they read out like, what he was saying, JD. So let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. We're going to the Hill. So listen, Vance claims bullish on WSJ report alleging Trump birthday note to Epstein. So this is thehill.com. Y'all come on in, like the video. Get us to 100 likes. Get us to 100 likes. Vice President Vance, let me see. Vice President Vance slammed what he called a complete and utter bullish Wall Street Journal article about a bawdy birthday note President Trump allegedly wrote to former acquaintance Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. Quote, forgive my language, but this story is complete and utter BS. Vance wrote on, but he didn't say BS. He used a full word, y'all. Vance wrote on the social platform X. So he all up on Elon. He done put it on Truth Social. So Vance still rocking with Elon because X is Elon little platform. So JD didn't deactivate his account just because Elon and Trump start tussling. He like, shit, I'm still keeping my damn account. He wrote on X on Thursday, does anyone honestly believe this sounds like Donald Trump? Hell yeah. I was like, I know he ain't playing, he ain't for real by throwing that question out. Y'all, he trying to get a poll going like we got over here. The president has vowed to sue the Rupert Murdoch-owned journal over the article, which describes a birthday letter Trump supposedly wrote to be included in a leather-bound book marking Epstein's 50th birthday in 2003. Epstein, a convicted sex offender who had hobnobbed in elite circles in New York City and Palm Beach, Florida, and was a known associate of Trump in the 1990s and early 2000s, died by suicide in a federal prison in 2019 while awaiting federal charges for allegedly sex trafficking minors. That is why we're demanding, we want to see those files. Y'all see that? Let me read this. Again, minors. He died by suicide in federal prison in 2019 while awaiting federal charges for allegedly sex trafficking minors. This is why it matters. You see that? Minors. How many of you in this chat are parents? How are you a parent and have a mindset be like, oh, those files, they don't matter? Even if you're not a parent, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have some type of heart or in touch with your humane, how do you just be like, F what takes place with minors, with children? You need to evaluate your whole life if this is how you moving in these streets. Vance has in the past denounced some of Trump's coarse language and questioned the government's official narrative around the Epstein files. Vance decreed Thursday that the journal never showed the Epstein birthday letter to us before publishing the article. Quote, doesn't it violate some rule of journalistic ethics to publish a letter like this without showing it to the victim of his hit piece? Vance wrote on X, will the people who have bought into every hoax against President Trump show an ounce of skepticism before buying into the bizarre story? The journal reported the birthday message, which appears to bear Trump's signature, was typed inside the outline of an apparently nude, hand-drawn woman. Listen, JD, like, listen, we need to see something. If it's real, show me. If it's real, show me. Trump on like, hold on, Kimosabe, hold on now. Wait a minute. Listen, I respect the support. But listen. I don't need you to be, listen, I don't need for you to be calling a bluff like that. Let's bring it back some. Let's bring it back some. Y'all, JD, like, F that. JD trying to be the next president, but I think I don't think it's going to happen. Let me know, do y'all think that JD will be the next president? Do you all think that JD Vance will be the next president of the United States of America? Do y'all think another Republican will be the next president of the United States of America? Alexandra said it will never. You said JD could never. You said no. He trying it. He's saying it with his chest and everything. Listen, he trying it. Because he know what? He next in line if Trump get ousted, if he get impeached with everything that's popping off. JD really wants that spot, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think that prior to this whole Epstein thing, I think that I felt like he had a strong chance. But given that he's in Trump's cabinet and he's supporting this nonsense that's taking place centered around these Epstein files, as far as with how they're released, when they release, all of that, I don't think that he's going to have a strong enough following. I don't think he's going to have a strong enough following to win. Yeah, I don't think so. If a Republican do manage to win, I think it would be someone who's not closely tied with President Trump. They probably is going to have to denounce him and just say they don't even rock with him. I just really don't see our next person that's voted in being someone who has strong ties to President Donald Trump or supports him. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's sad, but I truly, like you all, I really feel like the next go around, it'll probably be a Democrat. Sad to say. Sad to say, but I feel like that the next president we have will be a Democrat president. Yeah. What do y'all think? Do y'all think another Republican? I mean, I think Trump done effed it up. I think Trump done effed it up to where we got to get a Democrat in to F stuff up for 4 years. You know, I think when a Democrat come in to do what they do, it's going to make, in comparison to everything that's going on right now with Trump and the Republican Party, I feel like it will be very hard for a Democrat to come behind Trump and for them to look worse than the Trump administration. I'm just saying, y'all, I think Trump done effed it up for the whole party. I think Trump done effed it up for the whole party. Like, y'all, I really think he effed it up for the whole party. I really do. I think he's effed it up for the whole party. And I think they feel that way too, which is why they're speaking up. They're speaking up louder than the Democrats. Because the Democrats like, oh shit, he done secured a win for us. The Democrats, I feel like Trump has secured a win for them. Because people are so anti him right now to where the opposite would be pro-Democrat. You see what I'm saying? To where kind of like Biden, he effed ish up so bad that people is like, F that, I'm voting for Trump. We can't do this. I'm voting for Trump because this right here, we can't do that. I think that that's how people are going to feel the next go around when it's time to vote again. I think they're going to kind of have a similar sentiment when they'll think about how things were with Trump. And because he aligns with Republican, I think I think it's going to be more people who are going to lean towards the Democrat side just because of being anti-Trump and just not wanting to risk someone else who has like similar ideology getting into that seat again. I don't think people are going to do it. I don't think. And it's sad when you ever, when you get into a situation when it's time to vote and your mindset is like, I don't like neither one or any of them, but I'm voting for the less of the two evils. I remember having that mindset when Trump ran in 2016 when I voted for Hillary Clinton, because I did not like Trump. I didn't like Hillary, but I disliked Trump more than Hillary. And I feel like it's going to be that all over again the next go around, where it's just like, JD, he's too closely aligned with Trump. He wasn't, he had a jelly back when he was in there. Nah, we're good. We're good. We're good on that. M. Genoric said Democrats need to come up with a decent candidate. I agree. I think the reason why they lost because Kamala, they didn't want to accept the fact that nobody wanted Kamala. They took that L by pushing her. They messed up. So that's why I'm like, y'all, don't be mad at people who voted for Trump like myself. Be mad at your party for choosing a weak candidate to prop up. I don't know who they would prop up the next go round, but they'll be idiots if they prop up Kamala again. Like, what are we doing? You're truly not giving that you're an honor student if you prop up Kamala again. How many times do the people have to tell you we don't want her? They told you that when she actually ran for president, when she was on the ballot, to vote, it was a no. Then by default, she made a deal. What I heard is the reason why she kind of dropped out of the race is because she had made a deal with Biden. Like, yo, if you win, then I want to be your VP. Therefore, my supporters can kind of roll over to you. Bet. Word on the curb, that was the deal. That was the deal. It worked out for her. So then when he started just going upstairs and falling off the bike and people want to talk about his mental's not being all the way there, then they want to kind of push her to the forefront because she's the VP. So it's just like, oh, well, he's not in a condition to run again. So let's push Kamala. So it was by default. But the people that already told you, Democrats, that they don't want her, they don't like her. So why, like, what we doing? Why'd you, I know she was a VP, but damn, the people already said they don't like her. People don't like her. A lot of people don't like that woman. They just don't like her. No, they don't like her. So it would behoove them to really think long and hard right now on who they're going to push. Phil said Trump is on the list. Who else is on the list? Who else is on the list? Who else is on the list? Do you think any Democrats are on the list? If so, who? What names have you heard floating around? Because I don't think it's just a Trump name been on the list. I think it's you have people from all the parties on that list. Don says, telling y'all now, you don't want Newsom. We don't want slick back Newsom. We don't want Newsom. You don't want Kamala. Do y'all want DeSantis? Are y'all here for DeSantis in Florida? Are y'all here for DeSantis? Do you think that Ron DeSantis would be a stronger candidate for the Republican Party than J.D. Vance? I don't know, because it's like right now, like who can be pushed to the forefront that's not tied to Trump. Rubio, Terry, you said yes or Rubio? Okay. Where the hell is Rubio at? Has Rubio spoken out in regards to these Epstein files? Because sometimes Rubio just be in the room just looking crazy, like y'all ever seen the movie is it Get Out? And the whole sunken place. Remember the guy was in the sunken place and he was sitting on that couch looking crazy. Like that's how Rubio be looking. Rubio be looking like somebody literally just propped him there and he don't know how the hell he got there. Like they just planted him there. That's how he be looking. So maybe that may work for him because he ain't talking, using his words. So nobody can really hold anything against him. Maybe that's by design. Because really, what can we talk about to say, well, Rubio said? Rubio don't say a damn thing. So we don't be talking about what Rubio said. We be talking about how crazy he was looking, what he was, how his eyes was looking. But it's conversations don't ever really be centered around what he said. So because of that, that may, Dr. J said, sheet that part. We be talking about how the hell he was looking. Y'all see Rubio and them damn eyes popped again? Like he damn lost in the sauce. So maybe that may work for him. Because really, what would we be able to hold against him? He just in the room. Rubio like, shit, I'm just here like y'all. Hell. The reason why I wasn't saying, and when he run, the reason why I wasn't saying nothing, because I knew it was some BS. So I chose to plead the fifth and not say nothing. So maybe that's gonna be like his strategy, y'all. We gonna see, because Rubio just be like, eyes just be booked. Don said Rubio got quiet after Israel. We ain't heard nothing from that man. I be forgetting that I forgot all about him until somebody in the comments chat just brought his name. I said, oh yeah, he do got a job. Don't ask me what the hell he do. Rizza, you said, Sheik, the Democrat numbers are horrible. They won't be back in office for a minute. The Republicans who are against Trump are rhinos and their time is short in office. Rizza, do you have an idea as to who would be a strong candidate to replace Trump, to get the Republican nomination? Like, y'all, who are some viable candidates where you like, yo, I think they will have a good chance? Taking into an account everything that's going on, taking into an account the things that these people have said and done thus far. taking into an account how people are feeling about how the Trump administration as a collective is moving, what Republican do you think would have a strong chance of winning? Martin says he is the Republican Party's donkey. That's Rubio. Okay, because the way he... Don, he said it's 11 of them, Rizzer, too many to term out. That's what I'm saying, y'all, because it won't be long before it's going to be time to start floating like these names like around like by next year, because what they usually start running about 2 years out. So I would say by like rounding out of 2026, these names are going to be coming up because they're going to have to fundraise. They're going to have to raise their money, get their backing and things like that. And right now for the Republican Party, it's just not looking good. And I would much rather see a Republican Party running the show than a Democrat Party. But I'm just being realistic right now with the way things are looking. It's not looking good for the kid. It's not giving that people are just going to be running out in droves voting for the Republican Party. Dr. J says, Sheik, who is on the independent list? Do you know any of the known candidates? Nope. I don't know any. I don't know who's on the independent list. Not for the presidential. I know, like, in your states, like Mayor, what's his name? What's the black guy? The governor? What's the guy? The bald-headed guy? I know he's turned to independent. Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo. There are people who are turning to independent. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The guy over with New York. Y'all know who I'm talking about? What's the leader, the governor? What's the governor's name of New York? I think he turned independent. Andrew Cuomo, from what I've learned, he's turned independent. So there are some people who are starting to kind of transition. Eric Adams. Thank you, Tim. Yeah, so Eric, I've heard him talk about running, trying to run for his seat again, but as an independent. And I think they mentioned that Andrew Cuomo, y'all remember him when he effed up during the pandemic? He was doing the absolute most. He's supposedly running again too. He's like, listen, I know I effed up, but listen, it happens. My bad. I'm back. I need to redeem myself. So who knows by this, because right now with the way things are going with these parties, a lot of people may transition to independent, just so they can separate themselves from, say, the Republican Party or Democrat Party. They probably just will turn independent, and try to get the vote that way. But you all, have we ever had anyone, I don't think, but you all let me know, has anyone ever ran a successful campaign as an independent and actually won? I don't think so, but because it's always I'm used to seeing, when I see polls, a very small percentage of votes that go to independents. Dr. J said, yes, Andrew Cuomo, I remember him. Yep, Andrew's back. Andrew didn't do the best job with handling the whole pandemic situation with the hospitals and the old people, and just people was dying. It was just a hot mess. It just was a whole mess. It was an entire mess. Then people couldn't wait to get rid of him. But he's like, listen, I'm back. I'm back. So allegedly, he's running again. Supposedly he's running again, and he's trying to get that position back again. Tim said he's a predator himself. It's a lot of predators out here, y'all. And I think that list, the reason too why they don't want to release it is because a lot of your favorites are on that list. There's probably both men and women on that list. Your favorites. So it's what do they say? Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. Be careful what you ask for. But supposedly, the files that are coming, or at least, the DOJ have requested for them from the courts, from the judge. But I don't know. I just can't help but to wonder about the validity of these documents, just because of how much of a fight they put up for them to not be released, and for them to be like, all right, we'll release them. Now I'm wondering, okay, well, will the documents be real? Will they be altered? Why are we okay now with releasing them? Why now? Like, I don't know. I guess we're going to have to see it. But I think half the people probably going to feel like it's probably not everything. When we do see them, when whatever does get revealed, I think people are still going to feel like it's not everything. It's fake. I don't know. I just think a lot of people, because of how the Trump administration handled this situation, I truly feel like when it comes to these Epstein files, they've lost credibility with the vast majority of the people. And sometimes, you all, there's no going back. There are some things, you all, you just can't undo. And sometimes trust. Sometimes you can never get someone's trust back. Sometimes you can never get someone's trust back. And I feel like with this, I think that the people's trust has been lost. It's gone when it comes to this current administration. I think it's gone. I think the credibility is gone. Yeah, it's gone. I think that this is going to be a part of Donald Trump's legacy, how he handled the Epstein files. And it's sad because Trump, he's done some good things, especially when it's come to this illegal immigration things. But I really think that this Epstein is going to overshadow great things that he has done. It is. It's going to overshadow it. It's already doing it. It's overshadowing. Like I tell you, whenever he gets up there and talk, anyone from his team get up there and talk, people don't have questions centered around the topic. Pam, I've seen her the other day. She copped a whole attitude with somebody when they were asking questions that was off topic. She wanted to talk about fentanyl, drug bust, arrest, and all of that. And the people had questions about the Epstein files. And she was like, this is not what we're here for. She copped the whole attitude, y'all. RZA says we will see who will win the White House by who wins the midterms. So, question, the midterms are coming up. I know for the state of Georgia, we have not had a Democrat governor in a really long time, probably at least 20 years. And right now, former mayor of Atlanta, Keisha Lance Bottoms, she will be on the ticket. Earlier this week, they had the little runoff vote to see who would get on the ticket to get the Democrat nomination. That would be where that vote would be November. So Keisha Lance Bottoms, she's a Democrat. She was once the mayor of Atlanta. She did one term by choice. She chose not to run for her seat again. So she did 2 years. And then there's another black guy. He's a Democrat also. And then when I last looked up, it was one Republican guy for that. And I think he's a former attorney general or something like that. So, but yeah. So the question is word on the curb is that it's a good chance that Atlanta will turn blue and flip to becoming a Democrat state. I think people are just so disgusted right now with just the Republican Party to where these are things that can happen. People are like, F that. I'm tired. I'm about to do something different. So people are either going to switch teams, vote something else, or they're just going to sit it out and just say, I'm not going to vote at all. It's going to go that either way. Then you got Elon Musk come, with the America Party. And he got $1 billion. And he said that basically until his final days here on earth, he is going to fight against the current administration and what they're doing and how they're moving. RZA said, I totally disagree, Sheik. The latest polls just a day ago, numbers show Trump approval ratings up. And this reported by CNN. So if they are up, are they up to being 50% or above? What are the, let me see if I can find approval rates, because the last approval ratings I saw, which it was probably maybe earlier during the week, they were way down. They were really down. So they could have changed since then, but they were down. So maybe they went back up, but they were down. We will see, you all. Terry says CNN was at 88% today. Okay, so they went up. Hey, question. Do you think that Them now saying that him, since he came out and told Pam, or said on record that Pam can release the Epstein files, whatever. Do you think that that may have contributed to the increase in his approval record? Do you think that has contributed to that number going up after he came out? Because he came out probably, what's today, Friday, maybe Wednesday, when he started saying that Pam Bondi could release whatever she felt she needed to release pertaining to the situation. Because to me, it makes sense that if there has been an increase, it being because he switched tune, and as it pertains to these files, he switched over to supporting the information coming out. I can see a change there if he, by him. Okay, fine. She can release whatever, needs to be released, whatever there's there. To me, it makes sense that people would kind of maybe soften up on him because of that. I'm just saying, since you all are saying, the numbers have gone up, because you all know they were down. The top of the week, earlier during the week, coming off of last week, and they were down. But if they're up, my thoughts is they're up because he's now changed his tune as it pertains to these Epstein files. And he's now saying he's in support of Pam moving forward and releasing whatever files, documentations, or whatever to the people. Dawn says she has nothing. I believe Bongino knows there was nothing. She oversold and underdelivered. And Rodriguez says they need to let that rest. Trump was very young at that time. Trump's not responsible for the other man's bad behaviors. So that is very true. But what if Trump was a part of the shenanigans then? In 2003, because you say Trump being young at the time. So let's just go back to 2003. How old was Trump? What is Trump's? About 77 now. In 2003, how old was Donald Trump? Because we say he was younger then, because Donald in his 70s right now. I think he just had a 77th birthday. 22 years ago. So at 55, so let's just say Donald was 55 when he was running around with Epstein doing whatever the heck they was doing. Do we put that in the category of, oh, he was young back then? 55, so 22 years ago, me going off of, say, if he's 77 now, because I believe that's how old he is. But he's in his 70s, so let's just say he was 55. Do we use the narrative? Well, he was young. That ain't young. First of all, that's younger. My husband's 55. That ain't young. That's younger. But is there a pass for that? I mean, he was 55 years old. He was still trying to figure out life. He was going through some things. You say he just, okay, that sounds about right. 79. So if he was 79. And that was 22 years ago. 57. All right, so he was even older. So 57. At 57, do you get a pass for your shenanigans with running around with underage girls? I'm just saying, because somebody threw out, hey, he was young then. He wasn't young. He was younger, but he wasn't young. He was damn sure old enough to know better. He was old enough to know better. He was almost 60 years old then. Come on now. Come on now. And that be the problem, where sometimes because we rock so hard with people, we don't want to still hold them accountable for their actions, for their shenanigans. Terry says there are always consequences to our actions, right? What they say, was done in the dark come out in the day. Just because you do something today and got away with it, or you think you got away with it, it don't means that it's not going to circle back around and you be dealt with then. Like, this is what's happening. Trump's past is catching up to him. Trump's past is catching up to him. Nobody's exempt from that. 99 folks, 99 likes. Can we get 100 likes? I like that number though. 99. So Trump's past is catching up to him. This is what we're seeing. Christine says regular people don't get a pass, but he not regular. Money talks. You're right. Any of you in here at 55, 57, if you did some illegal stuff, do you think the courts would say, well, you're young or you're younger? Like, do you think that they will factor in your age like that as they review your case to determine your guilt or innocence? Will they factor in? Well, I mean, he was only 57. Only. Like, that's grandparent age. Trump probably had grandkids at that time. I don't know how old his grandchild is, but he got one that's, I know, a girl. She's high school age, about 18, 19. Like, he was up there. Come on now. No, so we're not going to use, he was young. Like, no, you don't get a pass for that. He was damn old enough to know better. And I voted for the man. So what you'll see me over here, I'm all about accountability. I voted for the man. I voted for him the last 2 times he's been on the ballot. I voted for him 2 out of the 3 times he's been on the ballot. But I'm not going to exempt him from his shenanigans. We're going to talk about it. You got to be held accountable. You got to deal with your stuff. I don't care what your money looking like, how long your money is. Right is right and wrong is wrong. I don't know any other way to see it. I don't know any other way to see it. Like, we can't just turn the blind eye just because he's our president and, well, I don't like Kamala. Okay, well, 2 things can be true at the same time. 2 things can be true at the same time. You cannot like Kamala and you cannot support these shenanigans that Trump do. Like 2 things can be true at the same time. That's what I'm saying. It's not a one or the other, people. It's not a one or the other. It's not. I don't know why people treat it like that. People act like, well, just because you don't like this person, then you got to be 100% righter for this person. No, where they do that at? Like, no. It's about accountability. Sassy Mo says, as a New Yorker, we know the shenanigans from the entire family. We have front row seats. Blake says, yep, there's Dems, Republicans, Trump's on that list. Christine says, only reason he is not doing the same thing is because it's hard to wear a pamper and do the same thing. Nick says he's throwing y'all in circles, totally distracted. Nick said that's why y'all lost. NC says, why did Democrats not release the list? I think they didn't release the list because it was people that was part of the Democrat Party that was compromised as well. So, like, a lot of people sit in, well, if Trump was really on that list, the Democrats would have released it. Not necessarily, not if there was also Democrats on that list. Again, I don't know why people act like multiple things can't be true at the same time. Like, things have to be an all or nothing. Just because Trump is on the list or may or may not, whatever, I don't know if he's on the list, but let's just go with he's on the list. That don't mean that the list can only consist of one doggone person. What list out there only got one person's name on it? I think the reason why the Democrats didn't release it because, hell, they had people on there too. Hell, they like, well, shit, we can't sell him out because we going to sell this person out. So how about we all just shut the hell up? How about that? How about we all just shut the hell up? And then they didn't feel worried about him releasing it because they already know. Well, shit, we know he probably ain't going to release it because, hell, we see his name right here or his people name right here. So we trust that it's just not going to get released. We trust that it's just not going to get released because everybody's compromised. Everybody has agreed that, yeah, this is not what we want to put out there. I know I don't like you, Biden. I know I can't stand you, Clintons, and I hate you, Obamas, but I got people that's on that list too, maybe even myself. So I'm not going to release it, not because I'm looking out for you, but because we compromise as well. So thank me for the fact that it's not being released because I got some people on there too. Don't think I'm doing you a solid. Like Trump, them like, y'all Democrats, don't think we doing y'all a solid. We really protecting us over here. But by default, you're being protected as well. That is what I think it's about. I think it's both. And when I did the poll on my channel last weekend on Saturday, you can check out that video. 38% of the people said they felt like, yes, it was both Democrat and Republican names on that list. And I believe that as well. I believe that as well. SJW say if it's only Dems, why not release it? Exactly. We got to use common sense over here. Exactly. It's a hodgepodge of people like I feel like it's Democrats, Republicans, non-politicians, people from Hollywood. I just think it's just a bunch of people on there. Judges. I don't think any profession is exempt from being on there. It basically pay to play. I feel like if you had the money to be in the room, then you can come over here and see something and experience something. If you had the money, I think if you had the money to be in the room, I don't think it made a difference on, oh, you Republican, oh, you Democrat. No, I don't think so. How many of y'all ever heard people say these Democrats, these Republicans, in front of the camera, they act like they don't like each other, but they really cool? Y'all ever see some clips? I've seen them where you'll see Bush and Obama's or Trump and maybe Michelle. You'll see them kind of kiki and stuff, and people be like, well, damn. Well, they'll be at like an event or something like that. I don't know, maybe if it's like somebody's funeral or some random event, and you see them just like shooting a breeze, and you be like, well, damn, like they really kicking it, like they cool. So really, do these people really not like each other, or is it a facade? Is it a game? Could it be them against us? Like, is that the gag? We're at the end of the day, it's really them against us, where they're not separate. It looks that way. But when you know, it's not really separate. They come off like it is, but is it really? Is it really? Because I'm more inclined to believe that they protect one another. And these files is an example of that. The Democrats didn't release it. The Republicans are fighting against releasing it. It's given they're both looking out, that like they like, yo, y'all know we was both at the party. Don't play. Trump like, Clinton, stop playing games. Oh, Biden, stop playing games. You know, we sat next to each other on the sofa. You know, we both was there. You walked up in there right in front of me. Stop it. Stop playing. I believe that is what the conversation is. Stop playing. But to us, they make it seem like, oh, I can't stand him. He dumb. He this and that. But it's to fool the people. It's to keep us divided. I do not truly believe they're divided. We're divided, but I don't think that the elite, the politicians, the power that be, I do not think they're divided as us regular people are. I think we live in a world where we're separated by it's about what do I want to say? It's economic status. It's about the haves and the have-nots. I truly believe that we're more divided by the haves versus the have-nots. The rich and the elite, the politicians, they are the haves. They are the haves. Everyone else is the have-not. So the gag is the have-nots think that the haves are divided and they don't like each other and they doing this, when in actuality, they're really like this. Pay attention, you all. Like I said, start paying attention when you see them in rooms with one another. Are you truly picking up bad blood between them? As they kikiing, they shaking hands, they smiling. Really? I thought about that today when I seen, remember Trump did the, what was that? The Genius Act today. And there was one of the guys that was there that had been speaking out like, yo, Trump need to do this, and that. A Republican. Can't think of his name right now. But I literally watched him and Trump shake hands and do their whole thing like that man hadn't been out here on the media basically saying some things that are supportive of how Trump is moving when it comes to these Epstein files. This is that stuff I'm talking about. You got to be able to peep game. You have to be able to peep game to pay attention. Like, are these people really at odds with each other? Or is it a show? Or is it a game? Or as they say, this is like the world is an illusion. What is really real? How often we talk about that? What's real versus not? That's why I don't watch TV. What's really real? Because a lot of times what you think is real is not. What you think is real is not. Yes, the victims spoke up. SJW. Yes, I've listened to a couple of victims speak as of late. During Netflix did a special centered around Jeffrey Epstein, and you heard a lot of the victims speaking. I don't know if it's still out there, but check it out. I saw it during the pandemic, during the lockdown, when they had it on Netflix. But recently, I listened to one of the victims speak, and she talked about how she met Epstein. Basically, she was recruited out of a club. She was 16. Another young girl recruited her because apparently Jeffrey would have other young girls bring him more girls. He just kept wanting new, fresh, new girls, new faces, new bodies. So the girls would go and recruit other girls. They would get paid and things like that. So this victim, she was recruited at 16 by another young girl, said, hey, I got somebody I want you to introduce you to, and that's who she introduced her to, Ghislaine. So Ghislaine kind of was responsible with the whole recruitment part and getting the girls together and stuff. So Ghislaine is the one who took her to Epstein and literally held her hand and took her to his bedroom where he violated her. And that took place multiple times over the course of maybe like 9 months or so. So she was like, Elaine deserves to be in jail, in prison forever, ever, forever, ever. So things like this and hearing these stories, it has me to be in support of these files being released, because these people are still living with this trauma. Like when you're violated, assaulted, it don't just go away because the person who did these things onto you is no longer here. That's not how it works. Or even the person who did these things to you are in jail doing time. Like, it doesn't work that way. Like, you are forever impacted, forever. And so you have to learn how to deal with that. And one of the victims, allegedly a couple of months back, they said she offed herself. Do I believe she did? I don't. She also had got hit by a bus, managed to survive that. And then after that, offed herself. It's the timing for me. Right after she was getting these supports, I think she may have had a book coming. Like, she had some wins coming down the pipeline. It didn't make sense that would be when she would choose to off herself. So that's what I'm saying, y'all. Like, nowadays, who we really believe in offing themselves? Like, really, when I hear about people offing themselves, when it makes the media and like there's some people with big names, more often than not, I don't believe that's what happened. I don't believe it. The Bible says, what about Whitney Houston? No, I mean, I think it was some underhanded stuff with hers too. I just think that when you're dealing with these rich and elite people, they be knowing stuff. And you got a lot of people who are more, who are more beneficial to people when they're gone versus when they're here. Like a Michael Jackson or a Prince or Whitney Houston. These people, they make these labels, these businesses so much money when they're no longer here. Just think about even like with Biggie, like right now with Diddy going through the trial. And I was hearing people talk about with Biggie and how when Biggie died, it made Puffy more money than when Biggie was alive. You see what I'm saying? And allegedly that was reasons why Puffy was in support of Biggie no longer being here anymore. Because when you looked at it from a business standpoint, and from what I was hearing, the light bulb went off for Puffy that being a thing when Tupac died. And when he seen how much money was made using Tupac's name after he died. So from what I've heard, Puffy had that same thought when it came to Biggie, like, damn, like, look how much money is coming in after the person is no longer here. So some people are more beneficial to people when they're 6 feet under than when they're above ground. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So that is a real thing. That is a real thing. And have you ever noticed that when these people who are no longer with us, say big names like a Whitney Houston, Prince, or Michael Jackson, when there becomes a conversation centered around masters and these people wanting to acquire their masters, have you taken notice that shortly after that, that is when they're no longer with us? And the reason behind why they're no longer with us is because they off themselves through whether drug overdose or they intentionally did some. Just, you got to just be able to just connect the dots. I'm just saying. So I'm one of those people to where I go beyond the surface. I go beyond the surface and I see the similarities, the themes behind a lot of these people's deaths. Jeffrey Epstein, as huge as he was, why wouldn't there have been adequate guard security or whatever monitoring him? Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But the powers that be will still push things to us, even though it doesn't make sense, because they know that people will eventually, as a collective, just go along with it. You'll have some people like me that'll question things, and people may say, oh, they're just conspiracy theorists, but then you have the vast majority of people who will just go along with it. But I think things are changing now. I think more people, we're now in this season of awakening where more people now are like, F that. I got some questions. That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to see something. So that's why everybody's pushing this, because normally they're used to people just going along with what they say. But we're in a season now to we're tired of that. We're like, we're done with that. We're not doing this anymore. We're not just going along with the nonsense because you said. No, show me. We're in our show me season. Show me. I'm trying to see something. Show me. Show me. Revelation, Sassy says, show me. As JW says, Stormy said Trump had an inch and a half. Lord Jesus. Fish Guru says his veins make me believe in his aggressive cognitive decline. Listen, Trump said, listen, I'm good. I just need to put some ice on these here feet. I need to prop them up. I need to wrap some ace bandages around them. I need to drink more water, get some more fluids, lay off the fried food. Like they were like, listen, it's nothing to see around here. The Trump administration is on there. There's nothing to see around here. NC said it's not a list. Come on. They have some documents that may implicate someone, but if they have no evidence, they can't release the name. James Loopy said, listen, where's the Epstein files? Let's see what our poll looking like. Let me see. Let's check in on our poll. What are numbers looking like, y'all? Will Trump win the lawsuit against the Washington Journal? Let's see, y'all. Let's see what y'all saying. We got 883 votes. Cast your vote if you haven't done so already. 38% say yes, 44% say no, 17% say not sure, Sheik. I don't know. Not sure. Not sure. I don't know, y'all. We're going to see. Hopefully it'll be before the year out, but who knows? Because they said it can take weeks. It can take months. Who knows? But the Trump administration is like, listen, y'all, we put in a request. Right now, we're waiting on the judge to grant our request. That's all we can do. So back off. Back off. And so that's biding them some time to not really have to speak on some things because they're like, listen, we put in a request. Right now, we have to just wait for the judge to get, give us a final decision. So it's not in our hands right now. So technically, the Trump administration can sit in. If anyone come to them or ask questions, be like, listen, it's out of our hands. Like we put in, Pam Bondi put in a request to the judge to release whatever, and she's waiting. We're waiting to hear. So Do y'all think that it's going to stop people from asking questions? Because to me, I don't see what more questions to be asked if they went ahead and put in the request to get them. But I don't know. I'm pretty sure people probably still want to be asking them, well, why it took so long? Why it took so long for you to give her the go ahead to request for these files? Like, so I think people still gonna, have their questions. But as some of you have said, his approval rating has gone up. To me, it would make sense that because I haven't looked for myself, but you all said, a couple of you said, no, it went up. It was up as high as 88%. I'm willing to bet that was post him saying, I'm giving Pam the go ahead to request for the documents. That made people feel warm and fuzzy inside, especially in particular his followers, because that's what they've been wanting. So we'll see how long the high approval ratings that allegedly he has, we'll see how long they last. Until he pissed some folks off again. Terry Bonnet says, swollen feet, seriously. The last president couldn't walk across the stage without falling, fell up the stairs, and no one said a word. Like I said, Terry, that he would be falling going up the stairs and fell off the bike. Remember, he fell off the bike, fell going up the stairs and off the bike. And you're right, they didn't say nothing. And all of that took place before they started putting on the news and acknowledging his mental health decline. That was pre him getting on that stage, calling himself debating whatever Trump. And the world still wasn't on no, something ain't right. So I'm with you on that. Everybody can see all the shenanigans when it comes to Trump. But with Biden, everybody was blind to it. The people were blind to it. Terry, you said, I forgot about the bike. Child, you remember he fell off the deck? Yes, that man fell straight off that bike. Fell off the bike. Fell like, I ain't never seen somebody falling going up the stair and then he fell off the bike. I don't know why he was on the bike. But that was all before he got on that stage calling himself debating Donald Trump. So the signs have been there. But people will turn the blind eye to their favorites. More of the story. Don Cotto said 35 to 65 needs to be the presidential requirements. That's a pretty wide range. Sassy Mo said, people act like they never fail. It's not how you fall, it's how you get up. You said, so damn what he fell going up the stairs. Shit, I fell too that way. But listen, Sassy, it's not just about the fall. It's the whole story. And the story includes the fall. But I hear you. I see you, Sassy. I see what you say. I see what you did there. OMG. Martin said, and all the fallen Trump makes up at the stairs to the Air Force One better know that Trump tax fraudulent's money. Fish Guru said his veins are showing his age is all I'm saying. Stop gaslighting. That's as he said. Listen, I'm paying attention to all of it. Don says fall and fall again, trying to get it. It's a sign. Listen, we all about the sign. So again, it's about just the whole story, not just a piece here, a piece there. It's like it tells a story. It tells a story. So as we talk about mental decline, a part of the story is going to be, hey, remember he fell going up the stairs. Hey, remember he fell off of the bicycle. It shapes the story. It shapes the story. Mari says, crap, how many times have we bumped into the corner of a table and hear a funny bone that didn't feel so funny? I find black and blues and try to remember what the hell did I bump into now? I know that feeling. Like that's a sign when you're growing up, when you see something on your body, you like, damn, I turn to my husband like, listen, you doing something to me in my sleep. Where the hell I get this from? Where did it come from? What's going on here? Because it's like you just like you look up and you just see new stuff or something feel tender on you. Like, damn. So I understand because I sure be letting my husband like, let me find out you putting hands and feet on me in my sleep. Because I'm talking greasy about your favorite president. My husband loved Donald J. Trump. Let me find out you putting hands and feet on me for talking about your president in my sleep. I'm going to go live and I'm going to tell my people. I'm going to tell the honest dudes what the hell you done. Oh, my God. Listen. Listen, I'm going to talk my talk. I don't care. Shit. And I voted for him. I'm going to talk my talk and tell you I voted for him. I did. I surely did. But yeah, I couldn't do Kamala. I just couldn't do it. Fish said my choice was Trump or Kamala. Come on, right? Like we didn't have much to. What we gonna do? You better than pick Trump. When you had collard green cooking in the bathtub, Kamala, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Fish said, I'm no Trumper. He talks way too much. I always joke and say, right before Trump, when he get up to do, I call his Easter speeches, the one thing you can count on him doing is spending the first 10 minutes gloating, talking about himself. That's the one thing. So let's just say y'all say, oh, snap, Trump about to talk. Y'all know you got a good 10 minutes, kind of like at the movies and the previews. That's going to be about 15, 20 minutes. You get your popcorn, run late or whatever. If you know Trump is going to talk, know you got you at least a good 10 minutes to go do what you need to do, because that first part is him talking about his damn self. And then it's going to segue into him talking about how dumb as hell Biden was. Because he did that too as he was signing the signing the act. What the hell? What was that act he signed? The Genius Act. He gonna throw in some insults about Biden and basically call him dumb as hell. One thing Trump gonna do, he gonna tell you how great he is, and he gonna tell you how dumb as hell Biden is. I'm just saying. I'm not saying Biden dumb as hell. I'm just saying y'all President Donald J. Trump, he is not gonna leave the stage without uppercutting Biden with the insults. He's just not gonna do it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. That's like Kamala back when she was running. They asked her a question about how she gonna make the world a better place. And she said, well, Trump, you see how she could never give an answer without inserting Trump? Well, that's how Trump is when he talking, when he insert Biden and how Biden effed up the country. Because he wants y'all to see, like, while y'all over here mad at what I'm doing, I need to remind y'all how effed up the country was before I took office again at the hands of yours truly, Biden. I need to remind y'all because I be feeling like y'all be forgetting. I don't know. I be feeling like y'all be forgetting that he effed up this country, hence while I'm here. So, yes, I'm going to spend at least 5 minutes after I spend 10 minutes talking about how great I am of how Biden effed up this place and how I'm just trying to undo what the F he did. So give me grace. So that's in a nutshell what you're going to get from Trump when he up there on the podium, at the podium. That's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. So if you're running behind, that's the first part. So you got a good 10 minutes. Got a good 10 minutes. Just remember that. Got a good 10 minutes. Roger says, MAGA, Wisconsin. That's why the swing states voted for Trump. MAGA, Wisconsin. Deanna said, I'd rather have a tractor as POTUS than a PDF file. So that's as a New Yorker, knowing what we New Yorkers know, we are on a grander scale. Listen, when you know better, you do better. When you know better, you do better. I mean, that's the moral of the story. And I really think that these next upcoming elections, these midterms, they're going to be game changers. It's definitely going to be a telltale of what we can expect probably for the next presidential election, as I think Eric or someone mentioned. I think Eric mentioned that. That's very true. You all make sure you get out to vote, however you vote, come November. But it does seem like the Republican Party is concerned. But maybe, there may be a turnaround because of Trump change of heart when it has come to these Epstein files, as far as him giving Pam Bondi the go-ahead to release them if she can, get whatever approval she needs to get. So that may be beneficial, But I don't know, because again, do the people still have faith in the Republican Party? I don't know. I haven't looked at any polls in the past day or so. So I don't know. But y'all know we're going to hear about it. Y'all know it's going to be talked about. It's going to be all over the news if it ain't looking too good for the Republicans come November. We will see soon enough that November will be here in a minute. November will be here very, very soon. Very soon. November will be here very soon. And I know it's been talked about that Georgia, there may be some big changes here in the state of Georgia, because right now it's a Republican-ran state. We have Governor Kemp, but his seat is up and it's time. It's election. It's voting season. And we do have some strong candidates, or at least a strong candidate, Democrat candidate, Keisha Lance Bottoms, who's running for his seat. And I will say here in Georgia, she's popular. She's pretty popular. I know amongst Black people she's popular. I don't know how white people, other groups of people feel about her. Sassy Mo, thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I don't know how other people feels about Keisha as a collective for the state, but I know for Atlanta, where she was the mayor of, they loved her as a collective there. I feel like if she would have ran for her seat again, she would have won it easily, but she chose to not go up for her seat for the second term. But now she's like, yo, I want to go for the governor's seat. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I have to get into and see what she's running on and things like that. I don't know, where my vote is going yet. The last I looked, there was one guy who was going up for the Republican seat, and he was a former attorney general for Georgia, and he was the only Republican. And then there was two people running for the Democrat Party. It was Keisha, and then I think one other guy who was a pastor. Might have been two or three. I think it was two guys and Keisha. So Keisha's a woman, Keisha Lance Bottoms, and I think it was two other guys who were running for the Democratic Party. But I think it was only Keisha and the one guy whose name was on the polls this week to determine who would make it to the November ballots. So I did not have to vote, or couldn't vote for that, because that was for Fulton County. I do not live in Fulton County. So I couldn't vote for that, participate in that poll. But when it comes to the vote for the governor, that would be for the entire state. So I would be able to go and cast my ballot. And I will do that because I do vote. I just don't know who's going to get my vote just yet, but I do vote. I do vote. Fish Guru says some skeletons stay hidden, but I totally agree with you, Sassy. Yeah. And that's the thing. Here's the thing with politics. And I don't even think if people give enough thought to it. When it comes to politics, you cannot, when you're choosing to run for a seat, it will behoove you to really think about the ish you have done in your past. Because when you are running for a seat, people will get to digging and they will start looking for stuff. And they will look and look and look, especially if they see that you're popular and you got people's attention. They're going to look for things because they're looking for ways to knock you down, to get you off your square. Hey, sorry, I'm back. My phone overheated. But I'm back. I'm probably going to get ready to end this live. A few of you are still in. Thank you all for joining me. We've been on here for a while. Thanks for completing the poll. Before I get off, let's see. What are our numbers? What are our polls? Will Trump win his lawsuit against the Washington Journal? 962 people have cast their votes. 38% say yes. 44% say no. And 18% say not sure, Sheik, not sure. So there you have it. If you are coming in late, be a part of the replay gang. Thank you all for joining me on this live. Those of you who hung around this long. I just felt like just coming out here talking to you all this Friday night. So I will be back. Don't know when. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you know when I do go live. But I'm sure I'll probably be back between tomorrow and Sunday. So stay tuned. I'm going to continue to watch what's going on with our favorite president. Listen, Trump said, your favorite president, me. Oh, he cracks me up. That man cracks me up. When he typed that, I said, not your favorite president, me. In all caps, me. Oh, and one thing, you're not going to get bored with that man. It is never a dull moment. But that is our president, president of the United States. He is my president, your president. If you are a citizen of the United States, Donald J. Trump is your president, my president, our president. Listen, this is what we got to work with. This is what we got to work with. We all out here moving on a wing and a prayer. On that note, you all go out into the world, show up in a way in which you want others to show up for you. Like attracts like. Take care of yourselves and one another. Take care of yourself and one another. Heavy on the taking care of yourself. Do something nice for yourself this weekend. How about that? Do something nice for yourself. We had a lot of people come in. Let me see. We had over 31,000 people at some point who came in tonight. Thank you all. Y'all definitely show up when I do go live. I am grateful. I am appreciative of you all tapping in with me when I hit the live button to just talk my talk about these shenanigans that's taking place in these political streets here in the United States. It's a lot. I know it's a lot, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. And it's just about just coming together and just trying to understand the hell going on. That's what it's about. Just trying to understand what's going on. And that is what the root of my channel is. It's just coming out here, gathering people together to try to gain some type of understanding as to what's taking place here in this world, because I don't claim to have all the answers, and many of you may not either. Some of you may, but it's nice to come out here and hear the thoughts of other people, even if it's opposing to mine, because sometimes y'all say some things and I think you might have said a word. I think you might have said a word. Let me look into that. And that's what it's about. It's, being enlightened, expanding your mind. And that's why I affectionately call my subscribers honor students, because we are lifetime learners. We elevate ourselves. We require people to rise to our level versus coming down to their levels. We're not sheeple. We get out there. We do our research. We ask questions. Smart people ask questions. I say that over and over again. If you don't know, ask and you shall. What they say, ask and you shall receive. Ask and you shall receive. So if you do not know, go ask questions and be open and receptive to the answers. Move around. Go to different news outlets. That's what I do. I just move around, go to different news outlets, and then I come to you all and I just share the information that I learned. And then we just talk about it. We get into some things. We have a good time over here. So I love going live on this channel, because I do have two channels. Some of you know, some of you may not know. This is my political talk channel. I have another channel, just Chic Speaks. And that's just me giving my talk and opinions on all other shenanigans, like i.e. Diddy. I inserted his name a time or two in the live, but on that channel, I will kind of give, commentary, opinions about what all he got popping off in his life, in his world. Over here, this is like all political talk. So if you are here for the political talk, subscribe to this channel. Make sure your notification bell is on. And if you want to know what I got to say and all other shenanigans that's popping off in these streets, follow me on Chic Speaks. That is my second reaction channel, where I just react on the shenanigans that's taking place in the world. On that note, I want you all to have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you again. Like the video on your way out. Take care of yourselves and one another, and I will catch you in the next broadcast. Happy Friday. You all be safe. Stay dry. It's raining. The weather's getting ugly. Storms and all of that. Be safe. Have a good night, Don. Thanks for stopping in. Don, he always supports. Love Don. He's over, I think he's in San Diego, West Side. I'm from California too. For the fun fact about Chic, I'm from California, but I live in Georgia. I reside in Atlanta, Georgia. So I will catch you on the next broadcast. Peace.